Meow, meow, meow.
Hello, it's meow time for KittenousBeast gaming videos for cats and their people, KatzeLande Prime, episode 19. So last time, our efforts were kind of spread across a few different areas, rebuilding the duplicate housing where they eat, and restructuring and expanding the mushroom farm. So with those tasks now handled, I'm going to continue my efforts to redesign the base while trying to really focus my attention on getting my pip farming going. So we're going to be talking about that, and that's what we'll be working on today for much of the video. Um, we're also going to look at other opportunities for doing some rebuilding or expanding, uh, you know, so we might make some additional changes inside the base, but largely we're going to be looking at big terrain changes for pip farming. So uh, what we're going to do here is continue up to the next highest plane. So the next highest plane is here, and those are all nice natural tiles that we could plant plants on. So what we're going to do is we're going to just build up a little bit further and get another natural farm built into this terrain. Um, so that's the plan here. So we'll keep building up and try and overcome these challenges that we'll experience while we're doing this project. So there's this sort of tunnel there that we can build. And we're gonna go up to this next tallest height. There's a certain distance you need between plant to plant. So if the next natural row of attempted plants is at this height, um, we'll be able to, might even just go down a row here. Let me think about that. And um, get this carved out like that. So, we'll have the guys keep doing their building projects. And when we get up here, we're going to be able to then plant some new plants. Now, I have another project over here related to a pip farm because I want to turn this into a ranch farm level for water leaf plants. And so I'm going to be working on that project as well during this time period. And I want there to be kind of a step in to the uh, project here. So I'm going to kind of build it like this and hope for the best in terms of how this pans out with the water. Um, yeah, and once I have this room kind of laid out, I'll be able to put plants in there pretty early. I don't intend on doing another layer of plants till maybe much higher. I don't know, we'll see. We gotta root out a lot of these natural plants so that our uh, man-made natural plant habitat is, gonna work out. So, yeah, Nicola has moderate wounds. I wonder if it wouldn't benefit to have maybe a little bit of some medical equipment on hand. So maybe that's one thing that we can work into the base here. Maybe it'd be a good idea to build a little hospital room. So let's check what that looks like. Toilet, mess table, 96 tiles, and maybe that would be an option to build a little bit of a hospital for the colony, just in case we have any additional injuries related to either high temperature or being attacked or whatever. So maybe that's a room we could build pretty quick. Wouldn't be too bad to build it off of this existing system so it has some plumbing because it needs to have a toilet. And so we could put a sink in there as well. So with that kind of in mind, I might work on that project next. So we'll build the typical sort of airflow structures in place. I'll put airflow tiles here to help with circulation. Using these natural bedfalls for all right. So we need a sink. So let's do the plumbing pieces. So we need a toilet in here. Trying to figure out where I want to. Maybe like back here. Yeah, I think that would probably work. I'm trying to consider how I'm going to do the tiling part of this project. So I might go at that height here for the ceiling. And this is going to be another part of my base that requires some sort of sanitation aspect. So I may even push this back further, turn this whole floor into a hospital. Do I really want to commit that much space? So there's a thought. Maybe I don't necessarily want to commit this much space to this hospital plan, but could I take advantage of this room that I'm building, maybe segment it off into something else? I did just get that hatch, so maybe I want to like build a little hatch farm here. I could work on mutating the hatches for a variety of purposes. So maybe I can build that into this hospital project as well. So let me put that toilet back kind of where I think it should go. We need a toilet, we need a sink. I might put in 2 sinks. We can do a set of lamps in here so that this stuff works quickly. With the appropriate sensors in place. Just kind of make this a nice, well thought out piece of equipment in here. Again, we'll stick with trying to be aggressive about ventilation. Providing proper airflow is important to the base design, so we'll add the proper airflow tiles in places that make the most sense. So then there also needs to be a place to eat, so we'll put that over here, and just to kind of like fully make this a sanitary thing, I'm going to put a little hand sanitizer there. So if a sick dude eats, then they're going to get their food and just keep it all, try and keep it sanitary in there. And then the last thing I think we need, what's the thing? Hospital medical equipment. So looking at our medical options, we've got a sick bay, the triage cart, the apothecary. All of these things are things we could do in this area. So I'm going to put a sick bay in place. And in fact, now that I'm looking at this, this may very well consume the whole space, which, whatever, that kind of makes sense. Um, so that's not a big deal. We could probably put one sick bay in place here, do a triage cart, or two off to the side. We can do two. But I think I might just want to have one triage cart and two sick bays. I'm not sure what the advantage is of these things, so I'm just going to build them the way that I think makes the most sense and hope for the best. Typically haven't had issues with tubes getting sick, but so they need a certain kind of medical supply to work. So I'm probably going to need the apothecary to make this work with these sick bays. Alright, so now that we've got these sinks in place, we need to plumb them, and we've also got the restroom that needs to be plumbed. So, just tapping off of the central water line, we'll use a bridge to tap off of it, and then we'll use insulated pipes to protect from temperature increases. So this is going to just be just right off the water line, fairly simple connection. Now the output pipes are going to be a little bit different. So there is an output tap line we can get into over here. And so I think the best thing to do is to sort of chart a secondary output pipe here and then connect it into the network with a appropriate tap. So I'm going to pull it all the way across there and then tap into the main output line here. So then I can do little taps off of each subsystem there. And that's just going to mean that everything's going to work out very nicely in terms of the plumbing. That keeps it as neat as I think we can. We still have a pathway here if we ever needed to really get creative about sneaking a pipe through. We have a path here. So, I think that's what's nice about using bridges for that purpose. So we've built ourselves a hospital. Fabulous. Now, here's the deal. We can assign this to Nicola, and it'll help him regenerate his health faster. So we're going to put Nicola there. But I don't want to do it just yet because this is not complete. He's going to want to eat here and use the restroom here and sleep here, basically. So I need to make sure this is complete before I assign him in. Otherwise, he's going to maybe, try to use this bathroom and pee here. Who knows what could happen with Nicola. He's kind of a wild and crazy dude. So Alright. Yeah, see, he's like injured. He's going around holding his shoulder, trying to bear the pain, just soldiering on like the brave duplicate that he is, but he's injured, he needs help. That's why we're gonna build this hospital, so we're gonna make it happen. For Nicola. So he's not suffering anymore. Okay. Alright, so just checking on our progress here. So we've tapped up into this zone, and we're kind of carving out a natural channel. You'll notice there's this water here, and that's going to kind of interfere with our access to this natural tile set here. So we're also going to have to deal with a lot of this polluted oxygen and stuff. Uh, so we're going to have to prepare for that. But we're going to start by just approaching with a little tunnel, and then we'll go up and build the machinery we need to handle this stuff. Get some gold. Oh wow, another really good rancher. Yeah, some good options here, but none of these are that exciting to me. I'm gonna go with the gold here. All right. So there's our gold printed out. Very, very nice. And um, we're gonna, put this a priority. We want Nicola to get some bed rest eventually here. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this project with high intensity. Oh, I better check our duplicate skills here. So, who was gonna be our... Oh, she's all set. So she should put her ranching hat on. Yes. Here's Nicola. He's also gonna be a rancher. Ranching hat. Okay, so we got our ranchers in place, but where was my doctor? Who was? Oh yeah, no, not her. Who was? Is it Ellie? Yeah, Ellie's going to be the doctor, so she's going to have to put on her medical care hat so that she's delivering medical care to people who need it. Right. Just checking the skill points, and again, I'm kind of noticing morale and their needs are kind of too close, and I don't want to cause to have to deal with like stressed out dupes. That's not a positive thing. In fact, one of my dupes is getting stressed out already. It's Bert. So I gotta watch out for Bert. He's getting stressed out. We get a little bit of power up there. Alright. So a nice little shiny hospital. That should work pretty well. We're getting close to the conclusion of this little mini project. I'm gonna bump over the sanitizer one tile. And put in a fire pole. The fire poles are just, they just do create a little bit of a more optimal condition for the dupes. It just makes them that much faster. So that's a good thing. Okay, so this is all plumbed up. We should be good to go. And so I'm gonna go ahead and assign Nicola up there so that he can actually get a little bit of rest. He's injured, so he should probably be taking it easy. And, Lindsay will tend to him. So that's good. That's amazing. So that should help him recover faster. And that happens from time to time. You have a situation where one of your dupes gets beat down, and to get them back on their feet a little bit faster, you can do this. I thought there was a skill for, yeah, doctoring. So yeah, and Ellie should be the one doing the doctoring, not Lindsay. So we should probably get Lindsay off that task. So I'll probably have Lindsay move off of this so that Ellie can do it. I'm going to set my sinks to this direction only. And this is a one-way door, really. You know, when they come in here, they have to sanitize that way. Alright, so much for my little hatch. My little hatch idea. I might build that little hatch farm I was talking about right here. That actually might make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up now. After all, I am trying to do some, you know, just like some smart improvements to my base. So I might as well put a little hatch farm right here because I want to take advantage of the fact that I have a hatch and I'm going to be able to start to produce coal using hatch farming. So that's a smart thing to get started, just like that plastic project I started up top, and I'm going to go check on that. I think there might be problems with the temperatures up there, so we're going to have to take care of that. So let's build what we need here for a hatch ranch. We're going to need one of those stations where they do the grooming. And we can even put a lamp in place so that there's some optimization here. I mean, that's the part of the game that I think is the coolest thing is that once you like get in the habit of setting up these little systems, it makes your base just that much more powerful. You know, to have these guys be able to work and do this grooming faster just makes them available for more work. It allows you to keep your population down, like you're still able to get things done and assign your duplicates lots of work and projects get done in a timely manner. That's kind of the advantage of doing some of this automation stuff that I do when I build pieces of the base. Bert's still up there with his stress, 54%. And this is Bert actually, right here. Just trying to think about possible things we could do to help Bert out. Now, over here, while I'm waxing philosophical about Bert's needs, I need to do some modification into this generator system. So, unfortunately, when I built this thing, I had built it in such a way that when I did this secondary loop for the cooling, it's keeping the temperature sort of down over here. And in fact, the ethanol here is, yeah, it's at 27 degrees. So eventually this ethanol will get dismissed into this tank, right? So that's kind of why the temperature's carrying around 30, but eventually that stuff will be released and it'll cool back down. I need some additional room in here. I don't have that power plant equipment anymore to build the circuits, so I have to build it. Um, so I'm going to need to move some things around here in terms of the structure. I would like to have a ladder that goes up here. That means this smart battery needs to be moved over a little bit. That's not a huge deal, and I think I'll be able to just execute that switch pretty fast. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to modify the junction a little bit over there. So I think I may just uh, do the route a little bit differently with how this layout is now. So I may want to do, I'll use iron for this, like so. And then once those are built, I'll knock out this T junction across the top and just neaten this up a little bit with the power line. Okay, and so once this battery is built, that battery was connected into the automation of the generator. So we're going to have to link the automation of the new battery in. So just check the wiring on that. No big deal. And then we'll get our ladder in place. Be nice to have a little access ladder here. It should make for a little bit of an easier work time. Just checking the heat on this. So that cooling system is helping control the heat from this petroleum generator. So it is sort of being effective. Yeah, we're seeing like a temperature increase on the ethanol a little bit. And it's just causing this heat to sort of all be in balance. Just totally fine. Eventually, when we're able to provide a coolant, better options for coolant, um, we can just use the existing loops to cool the whole system down. So like building this loop is a huge time saver for future efforts. Just now that I'm doing a few little reconfiguration tasks, I can appreciate the fact that that's going to be something that's going to stand the test of time in terms of working really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the settings here and copy them onto the new battery. And then we'll just remove the battery from the power system and just destroy it. Okay, so now we have a ladder up to the next level. It's really cluttered down here with the battery for the secondary circuit over here. And so now I have a little space. And what we need is we need this power structure where we can build a circuit. And I think does it require a room that tall? I don't think it does. Let's see. Yeah, so maybe I can build it there, maybe not. And if I can't, I can actually like raise the roof here, just awkwardly, um, like incorporate it. So I'm not too worried about it. I may move these batteries over. That might be a good idea. Um, so let's do that. We'll swap out. I'm gonna destroy a load of energy. I do that. Hmm. Maybe I can just let my batteries drain completely out. And then rebuild them real fast next morning. Yeah, Bert's stress is continuing to rise. I gotta do something about that. So, part of the reason why we're in decline is we haven't finished this piece over here. So what I'm gonna put in place is just a fast fix. Uh, I'm gonna put in a water cooler somewhere over here. Fit one in right here. That'll be my decorative item, or my entertainment item, and then we'll throw in a few. I don't think we could do uh, could do some plants. That'd be pretty easy. So I'm going to do 2 plants. I think those will count as our decorative items. I should do them in gold. They'll get a little bonus. Gold. Gold plant holders. Perfect. And then I can even do a hanging plant. So maybe I'll do hanging plant on the center of every fiver. If I can get away with that. Let's see. Yeah. Perfect. It'll just be cheery in there then. You know, there'll be lots of decoration. I might even be able to do the molding across. You can even do the molding across the ceiling. Beautiful. Oh, I don't know if they can plant the plants if there's something in the way though. Let's see. That might be a problem. If I need to delete the certain decoration pieces, I will. It's not a big deal. And then we'll sweep up in here, because we don't want any of these things to be laying around. Alright, let's check this out. No, still not a great hall. I need more decor items. So let's see, can I get... You see, so now I can't plant the briar seed because the molding is in the way. So I'll remove the molding pieces that'll impede the plants. Cancel that one. Cancel. Cancel. Okay. So now we'll put the plants in play and see if we can get away with... Everybody loves a good mirth leaf. And then we'll do these ones. Briar seeds. In here. Okay, so now let's check it out. Yeah, we're there. We've got the Great Hall bonus. So now that we've charmed up our little hall here, it's just it's the Great Hall now. Fabulous. That'll make the dupes' morale increase significantly. The bonus on the Great Hall is +6. The bonus on the mess hall was +3, so I had been losing that 3 morale for some time. So now we're going to see an increase in morale by +3. That should help control Bert's rage. Bert should chill and get back on the program after this is handled. So, you know, just another crisis averted real quick with paying attention to the alerts that you get in the system and just being cognizant of the fact that situation could change and you need to be prepared to deal with it. So great. Now about that hatch farm, I think it's pretty much set up. So all I need is a way to feed those little hatchies. So we'll get our critter feeder out here. There's a lot of debris in here, things that I don't want the hatches to eat necessarily. So I'm going to eliminate those. And this is, you know, it's a smaller ranch. It's not the full-size ranch that it could be. But, you know, honestly, I could... Oh, what happened to my bonus here? Oh, we lost our... Ooh, that's another reason why Bert might be enraged. So I need to fix that. We lost our natural park reserve bonus here. So we gotta fix that up real quick. But I was thinking of maybe grabbing some of these tiles, but I realized if I did that, we'd lose lose what we had, so just stick with this. Alright, so we're set for ranching with hatches. So let's let the dupes clean up the remaining dirt here. Where is my... No. Let's do dirt. More dirt. Yeah, they're gonna feel great. They're eating in a great haul. Should be feeling pretty good, I think. So last time we did do some additional research, and I may want to look at doing a few upgrades in terms of optimizing delivery of materials. So I now have a mechatronics engineer at this point, and I have the capacity to build auto sweepers and loaders and conveyor rails and whatnot. So I might want to take advantage of that fact. And there's several places where you can do that. And it's not going to be easy to incorporate some of them immediately into my base here, but I can, try and do it in a few places that I have available to me. So one thing I'd like to upgrade is the metal refinery system. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down a sweeper here and hook it up to the power network. And then I'm going to drop a couple of storage bins so that the sweeper can assist in delivering the ores to the metal refinery when it wants to run, and can store the refined metal into the box here, so it's just available for, pickup by the dupes. It's just not laying out. It's not just laying around all day, basically. And I have been, running these batteries down, so we're gonna move those batteries over and finish this project with the space here in a few minutes here. It's too bad about this neural vacillator. It'd be nice if I could pick it up and move it someplace else, because I would certainly not want it to be interfering with what I'm trying to do over here. That said, not too much I can do about it besides just work around it, so. Yeah, I want them to deconstruct these two batteries as soon as possible. I need to rebuild this and fix the power network so it's working properly. Okay. Right, so we're going to add those two batteries back into the power system. Just one tile over. Okay, that should give us the space we need to put in place the power plant station. No, it's not. So, we're going to need to get some additional tiles. So, glad this project isn't finished yet because I'm going to raise up a little bit. So let me go ahead and deconstruct some of this stuff here. Just want buildings only, so I'm just going to tag a few of these structures here. We'll cancel our auto sweeper and these storage bins, just in case we need to really reconfigure this zone. And then we're gonna raise the roof, so to speak, up by 2 tiles. So I'm gonna just drop those 2 tiles in place. We're gonna take out these 2. Alright, now we're gonna restore those settings back to what they were. So I think we were looking at a high of like 80 and a low of 20% perhaps for the power generator. Alright, and now we should be able to put in our station, I hope. There it goes. Alright, so we can build our power control station there, and we just need to seal this area off with doors, and it should be within size specifications. So, I'm going to place a door here because I wish I could place a door there. That would have been helpful, but I can't. Let's hear it. The heavy wire is the thing that's in the way. But I can place a door a little bit in a different spot. So let's put the door over a little bit, so we're not getting blocked by that wire. I'll just put it over over here. Something's blocking the way there. I don't know what it is. The knot gate? I didn't know those objects were so intrusive, but okay. So something was in the way there. Is it heavy wire? No. Weird. Okay, so we put our gate down on that side, and we'll put our gate down on this side and hope for the best in terms of the size of the power plant. So I think the limit is 96 tiles, so I think we hopefully will be within that with the way that we've divided our spaces up. So because we want to take advantage of the bonus we can get from the NG's tune-up. And that will mean we'll use less fuel. It's just smarter to get this back online. Yeah. Hopefully this will... Whoa, what's that? Okay. Just don't care that it's locked. Just happy that this is a power plant so that we can juice up our gas generators. Okay. Alright, so we gotta dump out some dirt so that our guys keep working. And Bert's at work, tinkering up that petroleum generator. Great job, Bert. And Bert's starting to relax. You know, that Great Hall upgrade has settled his nerves down. He's feeling good. Look at this. Bert is an expert. So his tune-up lasts for 4.3 cycles. 4.3 cycles of high yield on this generator whenever it turns on. We're talking 3,000 watts now. From 2,000 to 3,000. 50% power bonus. Costs a little refined metal. True, true. You know, you're right, it does. But, boy, does it pack a wallop when you've got somebody who's got the high skills. So, we're going to go ahead and melt down some more gold. Alright. Now, I was talking about upgrading this with an auto sweeper, and then we had to bump our setup up. So, let's fix that. So, my plan is to set the auto sweeper up. Like, it can't be there. Maybe here. Maybe here, so that there's extra storage possibilities. Okay, so then we'll set down 3 storage bins. We'll leave the ladder in place just in case I need to build something up here ever with this gas pump setup. And actually, if I put down another airflow tile, it'll make the setup accessible. So let's just do that. That's a smart move. And then we'll plug the sweeper in. And what we'll do is we'll just specify that raw minerals, no, not raw minerals, metal ores go here. And you know, 2 boxes of metal ore, 1 box of refined metal. No big deal. And I'll just prioritize these up a little bit. So, or maybe I'll filter this one to gold. Because I'm going to do tons of melting down of gold. So I do want this to be my higher priority storage bin. And that'll actually help once the sweeper gets plugged in. So, got new printables up. Check it out. Oh, an artist. Super duper hard digging. Falls asleep. Critter aversion. That's fine. I'm gonna go with auto. Totally. Welcome aboard, Otto. This is gonna be great. Let's get Otto set up. Some skills and some hats. So like, there you go, right? I have the capacity to just add a dupe whenever I want. I found a good one, and I have that extra bed available for Otto. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and just set him up with a schedule here. He is going to be on the evening shift. So, alright. Fabulous. So, we now have a resident artist that's going to be trained up. That's going to be a huge bonus to the colony. So, I'm glad I have that option available. And I was able to take advantage of it right away, so that's good. You'll notice nobody's eligible for healing. Hopefully, our wounded friend is feeling much better and back at work to full speed. So, awesome. Alright, so more things that need to be done in the base. So now that we are up to 9 duplicants, do we have enough food for them? Let's check. So we got 4, 7, that's 11. 11, that's 22, 24. So we have 24 dusk cap plants. 24. It's 3 dusk caps per dupe. So we are at 8. So we're at a deficit. So our calories are slowly going to decrease. We've got plenty of time to take action and get more food on the menu for our dupes. But you know, this only counts the calories from the mushrooms. What about the calories from the pip eggs that get turned into omelets and so forth? That's also going to have to be factored in. But for now, let's just take a note of that and think about it. Alright, so we have successfully carved a path up. Like I said, there's some spacing restrictions with these natural farms. So I just want to set up this next natural farm up here before I set up this one. I just want to have one natural thimbleweed farm across the top here. That'll keep me fully stocked with whatever I need with those thimbleweeds. So that's going to be my full, complete project plan, and that's what we're building towards here. So let's see how far we can get in the next few minutes on that project. So we do have a slime storage bin here, you'll notice. So we can freely carve into this slime. So let's just cut right in. Now you'll kind of notice me do some modification to the structure here with this insulated tiles. So again, this temperature here is up in the 30s. This temperature here is down in the 20s, much cooler. And what I want to avoid doing is changing the temperature too much over time. So I will be insulating this area here to protect against the heat from the biome above. When we're doing these big projects where we're removing lots of material, that's going to cause shifts in the temperature of things. So I just have to be mindful of that and just take care when dealing with these biomes. So that's the plan there. This here is the surface of the farm, right? So we've got slime, clay, granite, slime here, and then we're actually going to go down and use these blocks here for the second part of the farm over in this region. So one thing I have to be mindful of is this polluted oxygen here. So we're going to need a way of processing that. That's not going to be too hard. And then we're also going to need to finish, the mine out here. But I'm going to wait for these insulated tiles to be built first. And this will be a it's a pretty substantial investment, as you can see. What we're trying to build here, what we're trying to do. But I think it's going to be worth the price we pay in the end result that we have available to us, in the fact that we'll have this farm, these farms that do not. So, for instance, see this. This was set up earlier, and I haven't really been paying attention, but the dupes mined it out. This is going to be all water leaf plants. This whole section here. We're going to get there. It's going to take us a little bit of time, but this whole stretch of stone is going to be water leaf. Now I know that there's some sand tiles here, right? I have to protect those. I don't want those to drop out and ruin the whole thing. So to insulate those sand tiles, you just simply sacrifice the next layer down when you're doing your configurations. So, they finished this project for me already, the dupes did. I wasn't really paying attention, so I'm going to revisit this part of the project. We got to clear out these plants so that we can do the water leaf planting properly. We could plant it in a few seconds, actually. So I'm actually kind of excited that we can get that done. And the space is perfect for what we need it to be. I might want to take out that pinch of pepper plant there. It's already kind of dead, it can't grow, so I might as well just get it out of there. And I think I'm gonna go not water leaf, and then have water leaf here. So to kind of make this all spaced out the way that I want, just go ahead and just count it all out. Alright, so all of those represent the tiles that I want to be not water leaf plants. So all of these are going to be water leaf plants. I think the dupes can just jump from ladder to ladder to ladder across the thing, so no big deal. The amount of liquid in here is absolutely perfect. So kudos to the dupes in my pre-planning on this chamber here. Uh, once we get all that stuff built in, then we'll build in the secondary set of ladders that we'll have to delete as the pips slowly do their planting. So I am actually going to need some mesh tiles in some places. I wanted to make this as cheap as possible, so that's why I used ladders for the platforms. But we are going to need a place for the pips to get dropped off. Let's start with that. Under food, yeah. So we'll drop the pips off, and then we need a way of getting the seeds we want in here. So we'll put in another mesh tile for a storage bin. I guess I could have just set the storage bin on the ground, but well, this is nicer, I think. And with those two pieces in place and all these things built, we can get the pips in here and start planting. We just got to root up these plants here. I might have to go up and get these plants as well. I don't know about those guys up there. I might want to just dig those out just to get the seeds. I don't know how many water weed seeds I have available right now, but so I might want to like look into that piece. All right, so completed our little power plant reconfiguration here. Almost finished it. Yikes, we don't have heavy wire over to that battery. So we probably have runoff from those plug slugs. Nope, actually not. So we got lucky this cycle, but alright. So let's check up on our Drecos. How they do. Oh no, yeah, the meal was not growing. Okay, so it's too hot in here for the mealwoods to grow. So I'm gonna have to cool this zone down. Maybe there's a cool slush geyser in here. Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be so easy to chill this whole zone down really fast if that was the case. But you know, I do have cool water up here. So you know what? Let's keep building up and get access to that. I did want to make sort of a hydrogen sink over here. Kind of draw off some of the hydrogen that would flow up. So I might just try and build something like that in here real quick. We have lost some of our autonomy with our boundaries, so maybe this is an opportunity to reestablish that. We'll see what we can do. And what I'll do is I'll just carve a little bit higher up here. This is polluted dirt, so it should stay where it's supposed to be. But yeah, we can carve some of this up, and then the hydrogen will just stay up there. Gotta get ready to run some wire up there, because we're gonna need deodorizers for this swamp biome. Yes, I'm just gonna throw a deodorizer up here just to protect against the polluted oxygen that's inevitably gonna get created by this project. Alright, so still haven't cleared all my dirt yet. Jeez. How much dirt is there? So much dirt. It's crazy. Okay, let's get that hatch. We're gonna get the rest of that dirt now. I never plugged in the little lamp. Alright, so now, what do we feed the hatch? What do you feed a hatch to make the hatch make stone eggs? Sedimentary rock. So we'll just load this up with sedimentary rock, and we'll get ourselves some stone hatches. Don't really use sedimentary rock as a building material. Maybe I should. I have no idea if it's necessary or not. So, you know, we'll just load that up. This hatch will get taken care of by some excellent staff. It'll get groomed. It'll love its little house that it's in, and it'll eventually start making us some stone hatchets. Alright, so let's get some water weed seeds in here. This is going to be our highest priority water weed seed box. So we'll see how many water weed seeds we can get. Alright, so we'll get rid of this Dalsha salt vine and pull up this Nosh sprout, which neither of those things are growing. So pull that stuff up. Let somebody who can handle it handle it. Right, checking on our natural gas geyser. Only 30 cycles to go till that thing kicks on. And we did need to finish that wiring piece. Glad I noticed that. So let's go ahead and finish that wiring project while we still can. I think things are going fairly well at this point. We've cleared up all of the stress from Bert. Totally understandable why he was stressed out, but we took care of it. We handled it. And we're getting close to having this part of the project underway. So this is my last layer. So once I get up here and I have prepared this for pips, I can plant the seeds all the way up here. This is a hotter zone, so I'm planning on just doing thimble reeds because they tolerate hotter zones. I'll keep this space down here for the temperate plants that I can plant very, very easily. So, you know, I'll probably do arbor trees up here with bog buckets and just harvest natural resources from those whenever they reach maturity. So it's just going to be a win to set this up as carefully as I possibly can. It's all within close proximity of the dupes and the base, so the chores and the errands that it'll make will be not too far away. One thing that I'm starting to think about is the fact that I've got 9 dupes but only 2 toilets. So I'm considering adding an additional restroom into the base. Possibly up here, or maybe even in the middle of sandwich between the living quarters. So I might be able to get away with living quarters up here with with sort of a break room in the middle, so to speak. I think that might be kind of a cool design. So I might try and go for something like that. Let me just check the break room side. So it's 96 tiles. I think they might have increased that. So that'll be fun. So let's just check. What's like... So this space is 120 tiles, way more than enough. And so that'll give me maybe another ranch of some kind in here. So I could do a break room and a ranch maybe. So there's 96. That'd be the ranch. I gotta think that one through. I'll just keep thinking about that. And these are the kinds of challenges that you have with this game. I mean, you have to think about how you're planning things out so that it's gonna look good and be fully functional longer term. versus short term. I mean, this down here is fabulous. I mean, this is great. In terms of decor, it's almost at the max. Some of the areas are at max decor, some not. So it'll be easy to top this area off and make my dupes really happy. Same here, nearly max decor. But there's some junk, we've got cleanup to do that we never finished. Gotta get those areas cleaned up so that the dupes are not distracted by the junk. Got ourselves another oxyfern. Almost out of space for oxyferns. Get another one. Makes me think, do I keep expanding it at this height? Do I think about dropping the whole system down a little bit? Oxyferns don't need time to do anything, so I could totally just dig the whole thing up and move it down a few blocks if I needed to. Gotta think about how I want to position that. And I mean, I don't need to expand it right away. So maybe I need to think about how I'm planning out to use this space here first. I don't have very many break room items yet. I mean, I've got the phone I could put in and the jukebox that require a separate power plug. I mean, these things use loads of power when they run. Could do another water cooler. Make a little nice spot for my duplicants to have a rest at the end of the day. But I'm kind of feeling like maybe I should just keep working on housing to keep the housing setup done. But I need to fix this temperature problem. So let's prioritize this stuff up here. It's way up there. See that? That's the problem. It's way up there. Oh, and we see a consequence of those mud tiles. How they can drop water down on you. It's not a huge consequence at this point. And this pocket of water here, the one that's actually sizable, likely won't fall because it's separated by hard tiles. So no fear there, but this mud is going to fall down a couple of times. Alright, so what we've done is we've kind of have an area now that's going to collect that hydrogen off to the side of the main line here. So now would be a good time to put a pressure door in place. Build it right into the side of the hydrogen sink. We're going to have hydrogen leak from time to time. I mean, that's just the way that the game is. I mean, you just have stuff like that happen. So we'll kind of, I might even just cut away that corner just so that it flows off a little bit more nicely. And I'm going to play into the fact that I want this boundary to be here. I don't want the hydrogen to go off this way. I want the hydrogen to go off that way. So I'm going to reinforce that with some of my structures that I'm going to build in that spot. So these tiles to redirect the energy. yeah, there's going to be polluted oxygen in here, but this deodorizer is never going to let the polluted oxygen any lower than this line here, pretty much. So, you know, if I find that polluted oxygen is making its way lower, I'll just add an additional one below it. Might as well just do it right now while I'm talking about it. That way that the polluted oxygen never really is going to be dangerous to anything. Until I'm ready to go up there and get all this massive cobalt. Cha-ching! That's a load of cobalt. That's going to keep us going. So, you know, we'll just stabilize the area and build this out the way that I want first. And once it's all stable, we can harvest the resources. That's kind of the way this goes. So, we'll wait for these tiles to be built, and then we'll extend our ladder network up. And we're going to need some air. With that pressure door blocking off access to the pressurized areas here, I need some gas vents in place. So I might even just set one up over here in this pocket just to kind of keep the gas pressures sort of normal. Go up with it. And we'll put a little pressure sensor out here. Maybe we'll go... Yeah, I think we'll go down. And I'll even mine out a little bit more of this. Just so that there's some kind of... Oh, this Draco can be wrangled. And it'll get stuck with this other Draco. Yeah, I've got to solve this issue with the temperature. Hey, you know, honestly, I can get some of the water there. That's going to be the plan. I just got to get up there. Or maybe I can build a little reservoir right in here. But I don't want the hydrogen to escape up. So... I guess I'll have to think this through. Just kind of carve around, I think, is the best plan. We did get some printables. Another oxyfern. Nothing jumping out at me on these guys. We'll get the oxyfern. That's great. I'm going to actually go ahead and place the farms that are needed and do the plumbing. So I just think actually, having thought about it for a little bit, I just think it's fine to do this just be as big as it needs to be. I have access down here. I have this little side piece over here. So there's ways to get down over here without me interfering with this carbon dioxide sink. So we'll just leave it for now. Get our little oxy burn on. Oop. Nope. Alright, so we got that all figured out. Got our oxyferns planted so we can disintegrate this carbon dioxide down here. Our little hatch over here is happy, getting groomed, eating the food I want him to eat. He's probably going to lay a regular old, or maybe a sage hatchling. We'll see. But it'll lay some eggs and we'll get hopefully some stone hatches. Alright, so time to get serious about this farm up here. Gonna need some deodorizers big time, so drag over our power line. Gotta get right into the combat zone here, so I'm not gonna get super dense with them, like in a big line, but these three will be plenty to deal with whatever comes out of here, so. And I will even build one right into the wall there, 'cause... Okay, so eventually I'll, break open a tile here and allow the air to start to flow out once these are finished. So I'll let the building happen. Gotta get this atmosphere sensor wired up. So we'll keep this part of the base pressurized as well off of that ventilation system we have. And we'll extend the ventilation system up into this area as well. There's lots of cool water here, and I'm going to be using that cool water to cool down this farm so that I can have my Drecos turn into glossy Drecos. That's the end game here. So we'll see how long it takes for that effort to happen. Alright, checking on time here. We're almost set up to do some more pip ranching. A lot of this has been a ton of just slow slogging planning, but we'll get there. Once we get all these plants planted, we'll be in really nice shape. It's going to be nice. So it's all about just making moves to get there. So, okay. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope your cat enjoyed the video as well. And we will have to call it quits for now. Be seeing you.